5. Problem kore ditaba tsa batho di mnate. Problem kore ditaba tsa batho di monate fail. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another video TV recap by your ultimate fave. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, please make sure to click that subscribe button, join the family, and click the notification bell to get a notification every time a video drops. If you are part of this fave gang, welcome back to another video by your ultimate fave. First and foremost, guys, nange kubomaka, I'm pissed. Yo, wow. I think I'm gonna need a drink for this one. Let's go make a drink. A drink in the hand, camera on the lights. Let's dive into it. Now, I'm gonna tell you exactly what pushed me to watch episode 10. Now, you guys know I released a recap of episode 3 to episode 8 today, like now as we speak. It hasn't even been 24 hours, so by the time I release this one, I think I want to release it within this 24-hour period because this tea is just too hot. And I don't know why I thought Mommy Club only airs on Wednesdays, but it actually airs on Tuesdays. So I was basically one episode behind. I had to watch episode 9, but then episode 10 came out, and basically I was watching the timeline go crazy. Now, I see Mommy Club is trending, you know, I'm like, man, I'll catch up to it, man. I'm 2 episodes behind. But this particular episode is the episode that basically dropped a bomb, right? Now, if you haven't watched my previous TV recap, please go watch that because it basically highlights how I feel about all the women. But the tables have turned, okay? First and foremost, I'm just gonna say shout out Miss Munch again. This time you were a woman of standard, you were a woman of virtue, you were a woman of moral compass, what's right, what's wrong. You clocked that T and you checked everybody, and for dang, you're back in the top 3. You made it back in the top 3, baby. Like, for all the times I disliked you, everything has changed. You are my girl. You are the girl. Okay, but let me start it at the beginning. So, obviously Mommy Club trends week in, week out. Everybody watches the show, everybody likes what's going on, and so far there was this big blow up between Omuhle and Nunurai about the comment that Omuhle made about there being no satellites in Bulawayo. And now we've already clocked Omuhle's tea in that regard. I mean, I know I have. I was just like in my previous video, I don't know how many times I said how distasteful what Omuhle did was. And unfortunately, you know what? Again, I'm gonna keep it 100. Sometimes when bats are off and blows are thrown, it's a blow for a blow. You know what I mean? But sometimes you don't want to actually take it that far, because once you take it that far, like I said, you actually lose the battle, whether you like it or not. So we had already basically clocked Omuhle's tea regarding that, right? But it was definitely left like awry because now people had kind of split, you know, people were kind of developing their own cliques, forming everything. But what made me go off was this. Nunurai went on her Twitter account today and she's been tweeting like no one's business. Now let's show you guys what Nunurai's been saying, okay? Yo, Nunurai. So the first thing that I noticed by Nunurai is the first tweet that she made was this one. She made this tweet. She said, "But those women are coming from my braces when there is something when they summon a mountain." What the hell's going on in my English? But those women coming for my braces when there is someone among them with extremely fucked up teeth is mad business. Yo! Hey! Girl! Okay? That's the first tweet. And I can see all my friends are going and hey, I love you, hey, is this a real account? Because obviously we've never really seen Nunurai tweet, you know? The next tweet that she makes, I'm definitely gonna put it under, thinking that my Nigerian baby is not used to the noise. You see that one, I didn't catch what it was about. I needed to watch episode 10. But then the big banger was this. Oh, Verna said something. Verna commented on her Instagram and she went under the comment of Showmax. I'm going to place everything up here. She says, and I quote, Ladies, you are lucky you insulted us on your way out. Mrs. Mops talking of Nunurai's braces while your face is swollen with fillers. I will pop those fillers with my ghetto nails. Try me. You should go bully your fat old husband you cheat on and are ashamed of. And is ashamed of. Her Majesty talking of bleaching when she drank a bottle of bleach to get light and instead it fucked her intestines. Now she disgusts people on dining tables vomiting. They better advise Omuhle, the queen of face tune, to stop using cheap bleaching creams which gave her horrifying stretch marks. It's better to have braces than to have Omuhle's teeth. Yeah! Wow! Wow. You guys are gonna ask me straight up which team I'm on. And I'm gonna tell you guys the fucking truth. After this episode, I 110% side with Omuhle, Miss Mobs, and Her Majesty. Like, I knew that I had a disdain towards Nunurai, but I also knew Nunurai was wronged with that comment. But also, I felt like Nunurai was lying about claiming not to know Omuhle. Let's actually keep it 100. Nunurai was lying. She was lying, she was lying, she was lying. And what she did was the shadiest thing, and now it's coming back to bite her in the ass, and she's still fighting her way through it. You understand? So I finally go to Nunurai's house, Nunurai plans an event, and I think the first red flag for me was Nunurai inviting Omuhle. Now, from the sit down with Miss Mobs and Omuhle, Omuhle mentions that, hey, I got invited to Nunurai's thing. I don't know where she got my number. First red flag. Why are you inviting Omuhle if you can't stand her? Why are you inviting Omuhle if this is how you feel about her? It's been very clear that sometimes when ladies don't get along, they don't invite each other to these specific events. Like Her Majesty not inviting Ratila out, you know? And I think there was another event where they went to and Ratila was not invited. So for me, I just found that so red flaggy because it's like, you know that if you invite Omuhle, it's highly probably going to happen that you guys were going to address this thing, right? So am I mad about it? Not exactly, because I definitely wanted to see episode 10. Like, episode 10 had me gagged. Okay, fine. First red flag for me. She invites Omuhle. And then she invites Verna, which is, she said ride or die. I don't know if Verna's a sister or whether Verna is her friend. I'm not entirely sure now. I thought actually Verna was her sister. But she said ride or die, so I'm assuming very good friends, right? She invites Verna. Verna flies out from Zim to come and support Nunurai's flower business, which is called Nulu, right? The ladies all come through. Now, the first things first, everybody was in unanimous agreement that the event was boring. And unfortunately for me, I would have definitely loved if Nunurai was doing an event like that. Why don't you teach the women how to actually, you know, package the flowers and flower arrangements? It could have been a little bit more interactive, you know, like inviting people to your house to celebrate the whole flowers thing, but we're all sitting there and there's just like sandwiches and all that stuff that they serve at like a high school, you know, a high school parents meeting. That for me was just a bit awkward because I was just like, I don't get it. I don't get it, but I'm not bashing her too much for it. She can do whatever she wants. But I think that her launching that flower arrangement, telling us that it's going to move there, something about it just felt like you're inviting friends over to your house and you're just telling them about the flowers and all that stuff. Like when she said the first flower was started in 1980s, Maramara. She did Google that. She did actually Google that. I also wouldn't have been interested. I really wouldn't have been interested. I would have just definitely let it slide. You getting these ladies dressed up, getting out of their houses, leaving their kids. The least they can do is go to an event that is well and thoroughly planned. I mean, I get it because she had said that they were supposed to sit outside so it started raining. So I am going to give her the benefit of the doubt in that regard. Maybe she did have something planned outside, but because of the rain, they were now confined to filming in her house. So let's give Nunurai that benefit of the doubt, right? And then afterwards, I don't know who raised up the whole aspect of Omuhle and Nunurai, but I think Taho chimed in on some now. No, man, this is not the place to speak about this. I think Ratila also said it in her diary session. She's like, I don't know if this is the time and the place to speak about it. However, Omuhle, I think the first thing I disliked was when Verna was like, no, what happened? I don't know what happened. What are you talking about? And then Nunurai was like, I forgive you on behalf of my country. You know, and everybody's just like, huh? What? And now my only problem was that throughout this conversation, which obviously now boiled over into something so big, is that when Nunurai was trying to explain what she disliked, she wasn't being accountable to the fact that had she not delved into Omuhle's business about her baby daddy, Omuhle wouldn't have responded in the manner that she did. Now, this is also not removing accountability from the fact that Omuhle responded in the way that she did, so she does owe Nunurai an apology. I don't know about owing the whole country an apology, but you sure as hell owe Nunurai that, because we all know that somewhere, somehow, there was some sort of derogatory connotations here, okay? So Nunurai is explaining her part and saying, yeah, you said this about my country, whatever the case may be, but at no point does Nunurai be accountable and say, yeah, you know what, I understand that obviously saying this comment about the father of your kids might have pushed you to the edge, and I apologize. She wasn't accountable. Omuhle was asking, why did you ask me that about the father of my kids was insensitive? And she still is keeping to the whole narrative of, no, it was on the blogs, it was on Google, whatever the case may be, yada, 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 this, that, wop, wop, right? Now, Verna chimes in. Guys, gosh. Verna now chimes in, because now Verna's decided she's now also upset about it, okay? Verna chimes in on some, yeah, how can you say that? That's such an unfair statement to make, da, 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 da. And then Omuhle's like, but why are you getting riled up? Why are you getting riled up? You weren't even there, you know? And everyone is also, man, why is Verna getting riled up? Verna now is saying, yeah, how do you say that about people from Zim? Hey, we don't even know you. When we Google you, the first thing that shows up is Omuhle baby daddy, Omuhle this, Omuhle that. And then Miss Mops made a point that I also agree with. You guys know so much about Omuhle's personal life. Like, you're saying it's on the blogs, right? You're saying that, and nobody's disputing that. But how would you have known unless you were following? When you saw it on the blogs at the time that it was happening, you obviously must have Googled who Omuhle Gala is. So why are you still lying, saying that you don't know her? Like, why? Like, am I being weird for saying this? Like, if you are going to invest so much time into wanting to know who the father of my child is and say that it was everywhere, it's on Google and stuff, am I not allowed to believe that to some extent you are a fan? Because, I mean, really, is it that big of a deal? Like, are you really dying that much to know? Now, the flip coin of it is, right? The flip coin of it is, for me, I think my only thing was that what Verna and Nunurai inadvertently did is that they exposed themselves for keeping tabs on these women, for keeping tabs with South African tabloids, for keeping tabs on things like that. Because I'm pretty sure that the story only landed on South African blogs. And if you're Zim and you're keeping up with South African blogs, you obviously will know the characters. So you will know people, because those things are being released on South African blogs. I've never seen the story of Omuhle being released on like Zim blogs or like, you know, Zambian blogs. And I do follow a Zim blog, actually, surprisingly, with my ghost accounts. I do follow a Zim blog. So I don't think they realized that the double-edged sword of it was them actively admitting that you guys know who she is. You're acknowledging that you know the Tabatahaya. You're also acknowledging that what you were asking was based on what you saw on social media. So it kind of then defeats the purpose of saying you don't know her. You know, you do. Just say, okay, nah, you're right. Actually, no cap, I do know you. And I know that you've got a baby daddy issue. Now, there was something that Verna mentioned and said, I don't know you. If I had to Google you, the first thing that comes up is baby daddy. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go on my phone right now and we are going to Google Omuhle Gela and see what is the first thing that pops up. Okay? All right. So we're going to do this, right? We are going to go on. Oh, I was trying to Google some movie called La Brea. So we're going to say Omuhle Gela. So the first things that pop up is Omuhle Gela age, Omuhle Gela baby daddy, Omuhle Gela baby daddy, Omuhle Gela uzalo, Omuhle Gela mommy club, Omuhle Gela husband. I'm going to, okay, Omuhle Gela. Omuhle Gela, Kasila is my VIP recipe episode. I don't know what that is. So the first thing that pops up is some article. Omuhle cooks her favorite dish, pap, T-bone and chicken. Omuhle Gela bio, pregnancy, baby daddy, boyfriend, car profile. What does Omuhle Gela do? Does Omuhle Gela have a child? Let's go under that. She's a South African actress, famously known for her role Busi Mtsamai on SABC 2. Omuhlekela expresses, you know, deprecate, mommy clap, you know, boyfriend age, baby daddy. So to a certain degree, Verna isn't lying. I just don't know if I would accurately agree with that, but it's there. I'm gonna put it right here, if I haven't already by now. So that part, we can't lie. Obviously, because Omuhlekela is in the public eye, when obviously it came out that she was pregnant, people were dying to know. Like I said in my previous video, Omuhle was involved in a bit of a messy scandal about the father of her kid, and she was also kind of perpetuating conversations around it. So yeah, it's very unfortunate that that was the most widely searched thing. There's nothing that we can do about that, and unfortunately till this day people do want to know who the father of a child is. So that's fine. Verna isn't necessarily lying about something like that, neither is Nunurai. I just feel and believe that Nunurai called Verna, or Nunurai onboarded Verna to come through and stick up for her because she felt bullied in the last episode, right? She felt bullied when she was there the last time. So now she obviously needed a wingman to come through and defend her. I don't even think there was any reason for Verna to be a part of this conversation. I don't even think there was any reason for Verna to be at that event, but she was obviously there in defense of Nunurai. And I think Nunurai felt a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger when Verna was there, because Verna was obviously sharing a piece of her mind to obviously, you know, Omuhle, okay? So I'm gonna keep it up back with you guys. I love how Mrs. Mops was loyal to a fault for her friend. Like the fact that Miss Mops stood up and said, don't do that. What are you talking about? How are you getting involved? You said something that was insensitive and you're not acknowledging that. I'm not even gonna lie, I fucks with energy like that, because the same way Verna came there to defend Nunurai is the same way Miss Mops stood up to defend her friend Omuhle. And I also appreciate Her Majesty saying, because Her Majesty was like, so you flew all the way over here to address this? Because that's exactly how it came. I'm not gonna lie, guys, Her Majesty is my favorite. What's on the phone? And then I so you flew all the way from Zim to address this. Like she was trying to make you understand, like, do you understand all the way here? Or something. Understand that? I can't. I'm so sorry, guys. Rubbish aside, I love Her Majesty. She's definitely in the top 3 of my favorite people right now. My favorite is definitely Her Majesty, Miss Mops, and Miss Munch. Okay? So when she said you flew all the way over here, I gagged, because I was like, this is the part where Verna should realize that she has no business really kind of, you know, because she was never a part of it to begin with. However, the same way I applaud Mrs. Mops for standing up for her friend is the same way I'll applaud Verna for defending Nunurai. Because at the time that they were obviously saying how insensitive Nunurai was, no one was really there to defend Nunurai's, to defend Nunurai against the ladies. So I don't know if we watched the same episode, but I don't think people were bullying her there, but maybe some things were cut out, but I don't think anybody bullied her. They just said what you asked was insensitive, but it's fine. I'm going to let that one slide, because after that whole comment about the satellites in Bulawayo, it stopped being funny and it started being a little bit discriminatory towards Nunurai as an individual. So understandably so, you know? And then I love Miss Munch for chiming in and saying, guys, you're losing the plot here. The plot should be addressing that the fact that you both were wrong. First and foremost, I love Miss Munch for calling out Verna, because Verna was speaking over everybody. It was starting to get loud. It was starting to get a bit rowdy. Apparently, there was a kid crying. I didn't hear the kid crying. I didn't hear the kid crying. There was a kid crying, and everyone was like, dude, you're making a noise. You're saying F-bombs in your house. There's a kid who's crying, of which you guys are gonna kill me for this, but I probably would have shared the same sentiment. Like, dude, your kid is upstairs crying. Go check on the baby. Like, go check on the kid. But maybe the kid was upstairs with the dad and obviously heard the ruckus, wanted to be with the mom. So also, it's like I'm very two ways about it. I agree with the ladies, like, guys, let's keep it down. Let's actually have some decorum, because we need to think. But I also agree in saying that that's Nunurai's household. That's Nunurai's child, and she will decide how she handles things. And we can't come here and tell her what she can and can't do in her own house with her own kids, you know? So it's a bit, I'm on the fence about that one. I'm on the fence because I'm thinking, as a logical human being, if I had a child, I wouldn't be wanting people in the house to throw F-bombs. But if it's the mother of the kid and that's how she rocks and this is the setup of her household, there's nothing we can say. There's nothing we can say. So neither is wrong. actually. Neither is wrong. I love how Miss Munch called out Verna. Like, Verna, girl, when you get a chance at your earliest convenience. I mean, I love what you did for Nunurai. I really love what you did for Nunurai, okay? That's commendable. But girl, what you're not gonna do is throw jabs in a group of people that you don't even know. You didn't even hear their side of the story. You didn't even ask them what happened. Okay, you don't have to. She's your friend. I'm not there to find out who's wrong and who's right. I'm there to defend my friend. But also, Verna, you came there looking for a fight, baby. You came there to argue. And just admit it. And when you're done, it's fine. Then you can fly back to Zim. It's okay. You did your job. You did it effortlessly well. What I dislike, though, is the post that you made on social media. Ratile, like I said, she's my least favorite. So throughout that whole kind of mess that was happening at the house, everybody was kind of sharing their two cents. And Ratile was just there, like, quiet on some, yeah. At least it's not me at the forefront of all these bullets today. Ratile was there, Ratile was quiet. Ratile is always on the wrong side of the fence. I'm not even gonna lie, like, Ratile is always on the wrong side of history, and it's really saddening, but not surprising. Because she said what Omuhle said was disrespectful and distasteful. She was right about that. But what's gotta be done on the left has gotta be done on the right, guys. This is how we do it in mathematics, okay? She obviously then stayed with Nunurai and Verna because I feel like Ratile in the moment was happy that she was not at the forefront of things. Like, I think she saw things play out, and because she already had a falling out with Miss Munch, she already had a falling out with Happy, she was already commenting from a place of, they don't like me, so I don't like them back. I'm not moved. I don't think she was commenting from a place of logic, but then again, I also understand why she didn't, you know? I get her. Like, she's been through a lot. Like I said in the last episode, she's taken so much heat. Even in episode 9, when she tried to speak to Her Majesty and Her Majesty just wasn't fucking with her, I felt somewhat bad because she was trying to extend an olive branch, and it seems like nobody's trying to vibe with Ratile at the moment. So I'm not really surprised that Ratile took a side, whether or not it was the right side. I'm not surprised she took a side. She had to do what was best for her, and I get that, you know? But the winner of this episode is definitely Miss Munch. Miss Munch has won me over. I am so in love with how she is very logical, whether wrong or right. She is just saying, come on, guys, come on. Do we really need to be moving like this? You guys aren't fucking serious. So it was crazy, and then after that, the ladies decided to leave because it was starting to get a little bit rowdy. It was starting to get a little bit weird, and obviously, I guess the Miss Mobs, I even saw there was a point when Omuhle was trying to chime in, Miss Mobs was like, don't even bother. I was like, damn, I need more friends like that. Like, you know, some battles are not worth fighting. The thing about reality TV is that it's going to unveil your true character. Sooner or later, it will unveil your true character, no matter how hard you try to hide it. And now the truth of it is, Nunurai and Omuhle are both wrong. But now Nunurai and Omuhle are unveiling parts of themselves that they would have probably preferred to hide if they could have had it their way. You know what I mean? Because there was even a point in the diary session where Omuhle acknowledged that what she said wasn't grand. So if Omuhle can be acknowledging to that, I haven't seen Nunurai in her diary sessions acknowledge that, you know what, maybe I crossed the boundary by asking for about the baby daddy. Even if she didn't acknowledge it to Omuhle's face, she never acknowledged it at any diary session, at any point. If anything, she was just throwing jabs, you know? But I'm not gonna lie, Nunurai's keeping us entertained. This is the entertainment we signed up for. This is why I'm paying $199 on Showmax, and I will be watching, you know? Comment down below and share your thoughts with me and let me know who you think is the ultimate mean girl here. Is it Nunurai or is it Omuhle? Comment down, let me know. But until then, I will see you guys in the next Mommy Club TV recap, because there will need to be another one, okay?